of composite index. Here, I selected this topic because I'm using one of the dependent variable, research productivity index, in my research. So it will it will facilitate me to better understanding. Coming to the introduction, in social science, we generally try to measure the human relations and behavior and growth of the growth, social or economic growth and impact, and compare to studies between them. We use different methodologies like explanatory, exploratory, and exploratory and other methodologies, scale development, index development, as well as participatory methods we use in extension. Among them, scale and index development are the most popular and valid in agriculture extension domain. We generally confuse between the scale and index many times. Seeing this diagram, we have two components, reflective and formative components. Actually, here we have to understand the construct first to understand this diagram. Construct means between the variables, the concept is changed into the concept is changed into the measurable form by creating linkage between the variables. That is known as the construct. It is ready to be measurable. Here, reflective and formative constructs are the both concepts. Actually, in scale development, we use the reflective concept, where the construct is the main theme. It will give the variables, and from construct to variables we will go. In reflective construct, that is the scale development process. In formative, the variables lead to the construct. Actually, variable starts first, and from that construct is formed. It is in this we use in index development process. Coming to the objectives of my seminar, to know the concept of composite index, to understand the different normalization, weighted and aggregated methods in index construction, to review the related research studies. We need to understand the concepts, variables, dimensions, and indicators, and objective here. Coming to the objective gives the direction to reach the goal. Here, let me explain with an example. Maximization of the economic goals, economic growth. It includes three dimensions: economic, social, and environmental dimensions. Here, within the economic dimension, research and development performance will be the indicator, and indicator can't be sometimes it won't be directly measurable. We take many variables and aggregate to form an indicator. One of the variable may be number of patents per million of inhabitants, and some other variable may be number of research publications. Maybe like that we can calculate a research and development performance indicators. Based on that, economic the dimension based on several indicators, economic dimension will be formed, so that we will measure the objective based on that. What is composite index or indicator? It is an aggregation of all the dimensions, objectives, individual indicators, and variables we have discussed now. This implies that what formally defines a composite indicator is the set of properties underlying its aggregation convention. Coming to the meaning, it is formed when individual indicators are compiled into a single index on the basis of underlying model. And composite index is ideal measurement for the multi-dimensional concept. We use many dimensions in this, and construction owes to the craftsmanship. In index development, craftsmanship knowledge or his understanding of the concept is more important than the universally applicable scientific rules. Coming to the importance of this index, it gives simplified interpretation. By checking the index values, we can know the what are the growth rate and other things. In case of GDP, Human Development Index, we use the we simply interpret with a simple. It aggregates and measures change. As we discussed, it measures change from year to year, month to month. Also, the changes will takes place. General public, even general public, layman can understand this ranking. Based on the index, we do ranking. Based on that, how we are improving. Even layman start discussion based on that. It helps in benchmarking the country's performance. Uh, Year by year, what are the changes we are getting? We can be knowing the we can know that means of initiating the discussion. In many discussions we use a global innovative index or GDP is increasing on or decreasing. Based on that, we create interest based on the index values. Big picture for policymakers. Policymaker won't review all the change, all the overall changes, whole data they won't reveal. Only index, they just see growth or down. What are the changes occurring, what we have to do. Based on the overall index depicts the multi-dimensionality, we already discussed that. It helps to common public to interpret, and it measures quantitative or qualitative measures. And Google Scholar findings from 2016 to till December 1st, there are more than 7 lakhs, almost 8 lakhs publications are there on index. This gives the real importance of the index, how it is growing. Even Niti Aayog develops uh, su- Sustainable Development Goals India Index, Health Index, Indian Innovative Index, School and Education Quality Index. Coming to the characteristics of the index, it is the robust. It is not affected by the random and partial variations. It discriminates between the cases and efficient to build and measure, and also effective in measurement. Here are the guidelines for selection of indicators. Higher level of measurement indicator should be selected. That is interval to ratio scale we can select. And the ordinal level of measurement, if we select, at least 5 continuum we should maintain. Or else there is, if you won't follow the five continuum, there is also an option. Polychoric correlation coefficient in BCA will helps you if you don't follow that 5% continuum or ordinal data. The nominal data strictly restricted in this. Choices made at every step of the index development are very important. It is not dependent. It is not if you don't select the appropriate methodology, it will enhance. It will disturb you in the next steps, and the fitting of the appropriate methodology we should be careful in choosing. Coming to the steps in the construction of composite index, the steps are theoretical framework, data selection, missing data, normalization, weightage and aggregation, uncertainty and sensitivity, back to real data, links to other variables, presentation and visualization. The first step, theoretical framework. Here we define and select the combination of variables into meaningful indicators, and we define the theoretical and operational definitions, and for subcomponents as well. Badly defined defined indicator will give bad results in this. Dimensions or indicators are selected based on the desirability than availability. If you put whatever the indicators available related to that, if it is not giving the particular data, it will be it will be it will give spurious results. So we should be careful while selecting the dimensions and indicators. At the end of the step one, we should be clear understanding of the multidimensionality and nested structure that includes dimension, variables, indicators and variables, and also criteria underlying selection criteria underlying the variables. We have to document all those things. Next, data selection. In the data selection, the relevancy of the data, analytical soundness, whether it can be analyzed, timeliness and accessibility are more important. Lack of relevant data will limit developer. We should take care the data availability before, and also options of qualitative indicators often include qualitative data from surveys and policy and review surveys we will take if the data is not available. And coming to the proxy measures, indicator is measured. Actually, there depicts one variable, but we will measure other variable and keep that data. Here also data problems will come, and also type of variable match the definition of the composite indicator. The composite indicator we define, it should match uh, the variable we select. Then at the end of the data selection, we should check the quality and the strength and weakness of the data, and availability and source of data we should document. Coming to the missing data, there are with the missing data in index, it leads to many problems. Composite indicator, the reasons may be at the time of data entry, maybe during the data extraction methods, and during the data collection we use this. Missing includes three types: missing completely at random, missing at random, not missing at the random. Missing completely at the random means it is researcher own fault. Researcher, he won't he will miss while taking the data. Missing at random means uh, two variables, similar variables. Suppose economic variables. Two similar variables can't be, one variable depicts other variable indicator. We won't ask many questions to the farmers. So in this missing at random happens like this. Not missing at random, it is completely because the respondent won't respondent is not interested, like income and other things. Respondent not interested to reveal. Missing data methods to delete includes case deletion of the that particular respondent, or single imputation by taking average of the related things. We can include the, and multiple imputation using the using the softwares. At the end of the step, there should be complete data and a reliable imputation method. Whatever the method we have followed to overcome the missing data, that should be reliable, and there should not be outliers in this missing data. Coming to the multivariate analysis, it groups the countries or indicators statistically. Here, the three methods were used in multivariate analysis: PCA, Cronbach's alpha, cluster analysis. In PCA, change in relations and correlation between the variables are discussed. It is sensitive to outliers as well as sensitive to the modifications in the data. Cronbach's alpha, it is meant for internal consistency. And the cluster analysis for group, it helps in grouping the countries as well as different indicators. It is purely cluster analysis is purely descriptive. Coming to the normalization, normalization helps to for different indicators we use the different values. For giving common scaling, we use normalization method. Selection techniques depends on the purpose, data properties, importance of extreme values, variance in the data. Based on this normalization, we will follow. A simple method of normalization is ranking. Based on the real values, we rank. This is not that much valid nowadays. This ranking method. And see the example, informational communication technology index. They simply rank based on the real values of a cell phone, internet host, internet users. Based on that, they come with the overall rank. Coming to the second normalization technique, standardization. Its main purpose is to give mean 0 and standard deviation 1. It is the extreme values will affect this type of standardization. In aggregation methods, we can overcome it by removing the extreme both the extreme ends. We can normalize in that way. In this standardization method or jet scores. Min-max technique, it is identical and ranges between 0 to 1. The positive indicators have different formula and negative implications as different formula. It is because to make it in the 0 to 1 range, it is easy for calculation. Many researchers will use this formula, min-max technique. And the distance from the reference points, a reference benchmark is kept in this process. That may be external or average of that benchmark may be external benchmark. That may be some developed country we will compare with. From that normalization values will be taken, and also averaging the whole data. From that also normalization. And this normalization we can fix the central median median value 0 or 1 based on this is researcher has to explain this very well during the process. Categorical scale. In this all the data is kept into percentile base. The top 5 percentile given 100 and so on. Percentile, the whole data indicator wise we will do percentile here. At the end of the normalization, we should select the appropriate normalization method, and the scale adjustments are done if necessary. Coming to the weightage and aggregation method, the normalization variables weighted using various weighted techniques. We have normalized the data now. Now we have to weight that after that. The popular methods were Iyengar-Sudarshan method, unobserved component analysis, principal component analysis. Here, in the Iyengar-Sudarshan method, the weightage is calculated based on the variance. If the variance between the two indicators is more, the weightage automatically decreases. It means that if the variance between the indicators is very much, they are not related. They can't fit in that particular dimension. So they can be avoided. Based on this, weightage is done. Here, this method, if there are extreme values, this method will exclude those. This method will not take extreme values fit into this. Actually, extreme values will disturb the whole index process. So that we will do this. Coming to the principal component analysis, it includes checking the correlation of the structure it is a more of statistical process than normal process. Identification of certain number of latent factors is important here, and the rotation of the factors, construction of weights from matrix of the factor loadings. After the rotation, we have to construct the weight. SPSS data in if you input the data, SPSS software will automatically do this. But understanding this process is very important. Without understanding this how this process works, we can't go with this with simple outputs. Unobserved component model, it helps to standardize, it helps to give minimize the errors of the index. uh, it is it is near to the regression, but dependent variable is not known. We will assume one dependent variable. Based on that, error of the index error is removed in this. The weightage scores depends on the standard deviation of the assumed variable. Weightage analytical hierarchical process. This is also this no software will do this process, but we have to do manually. uh, this this considers the expert opinion on the see the example comparison matrix of 8 individual technology assessment indicators. Here patent and royal in the first column, patents and royalties are there. uh, Judge scored patent over the royalty. We take one by two. Judge will rank them, which is important in the analytical hierarchical process. It is based on the means we will calculate the weightage. Coming to the aggregation, we have taken the weights now. We have to aggregate all the weights together now. Different indexes, different indicators wise, as well as dimensions weight. We have to. There are three popular methods in this: linear aggregation, geometrical aggregation, weighted displaced ideal method. In the linear regression method or additive method, we submit all the individual indicators, uh, weighted as well as normalized values in this. Then we will get the composite index value. In the geometrical aggregation, in this the indicators are the indicator values are obtained by um, raw data, not normalized data, but but the dimensions ranking will be obtained by dimension ranking will be obtained by normalized data. It is a complex process than additive process. Weighted displaced method. In this also one benchmark type, one ideal score is taken. Uh, ideal score is taken. Based on that, the distance between ideal score and the actual present indicator score, uh, we will measure this. See here, principal component with linear aggregation method using different standardization methods. Principal component analysis occupies more score, and followed by benefit of doubt method, and also linear regression method by and also Iyengar and Sudarshan method by linear regression. When coming to the geometric aggregation, the principal component analysis gives more score. Uh, gives less score. There it is more score. Here with the methodology, the scores will change. So appropriate methodology selection is very important here. Uncertainty and sensitivity of the data. It is mainly done after the index scores. We get whether it is sensitive to any whether it is sensitive to any input of data, and input of faulty data or something. We have input some faulty data. Based on that uncertain data, how the changes in the index happen. We will do that. Back to data, any few indicators are dominating the whole process. We will see this, and path analysis and Bayesian network we will follow. We will follow for this. Coming to the quality of the dimensions of the composite index, we will concentrate on normalization and weighting and aggregation. In normalization techniques brings the accuracy as well as interpretability and coherence of the measurement. Whereas weightage and aggregation methods brings relevancy, accuracy, credibility, interpretation, and coherence. Coming to the limitations of composite index, non-availability of the data. Individual, if we constructed the index and we don't have the available data, it will disturb the index actually. And sending, if the index is poorly constructed, and unrelated indicators, unrelevant indicators are selected, the policy decisions will change, and also messages will go wrong. And also simply invite simplicity policy conclusion. We discussed that it helpful in policy conclusion, but but in the but the underlying factors, some factors might be missing in this. The actual root cause of the problem might be missing in such type of uh, in this thing. It may be misused, maybe due to the political motives or something. We may miss some indicators. Then it won't measure properly the intention behind the measurement. And selection and weightage could lead to the political disputes. In most probably 3 years back, it seems GDP indicators have been changed. There is many political issues during that time, whether it, simply to increase the GDP number, they have increased the weightage. Such disturbances will be there in this. If the dimensions which are difficult to measure are ignored, then it affects the policy decisions again. Coming to the research studies, Sudipta Paul 2012 studied work styles, best practices, and productivity of agriculture sciences. The research design is exposed factor research design. Study area is IRA and CSAU80, and sample size in the study is 220. The steps followed are operationalization of variables, measurement and scoring of indicators, assigning weights to independent variables by mean and weightage, derivation of the formula, and validity and reliability by test-retest validity method. The indicators or dimensions came here are scientific publication, product development, research activities undertaken, teaching activities undertaken, extension activities undertaken, awards received, recognition received. The second study is Darshana 2018, development of programs and their impact on farmers' welfare in Kerala. Research design here implemented it, simulated research design with controlled randomization. Study area is Palakkad district, Kerala. The sample size here is 240. Here is the process of farmer welfare index developed by Darshana. First, the dimensions were selected based on review of literature, identification of the indicators under selected variable, selection of indicators based on the relevancy weightage, and development of measurement procedures for indicators, standardization of the index by reliability and validity, test and content validity is taken, pre-testing of index and administration of the index, and assignment of the weight. Principal component analysis is used by her in assignment of weights. Then normalization is done, and finally farmers welfare index is developed by aggregating those normalized values. Coming to the Shanboga 2019 thesis, the study titled A Critical Analysis of One Vulnerability and Adaptation Strategies for Climate Change Among the Farmers of Hyderabad, Karnataka region. The research design includes descriptive and diagnostic research design. Study area is Hyderabad, Karnataka region. The sample size is 180. The steps followed here are identification of the dimension, collection of indicators, relevancy weightage, computation of the scale values based on centile percentage, measurement procedures of indicator, reliability and validity calculation. Based on the dimensions, exposure index, sensitivity index, adaptive capacity. These three are the dimensions used to calculate one vulnerability index. Normalization method used is min-max method, and weightage method is linear aggregation. Based on the quartile analysis, the districts was categorized into very high, medium, and low. Yeah. Coming to the conclusion, although index is a handy tool for assessing the overall performance, it is irreplaceable in decision and simplicity of representation it makes. However, universal validity of the index depends on the objective of the measurement and dimension selected and transparency of the process of measurement. Thank you.
Thank you, Gopichand. Now I invite the forum to discuss. First, I invite the PG students. Thank you, queries now.
Yeah.
How would you ensure like internal consistency between indicators and
PCA process itself does, but Cronbach's alpha, if you are not following the PCA process, Cronbach's alpha will facilitate it. Yeah.
Does it take only 0 and 1 value?
Decimal values in between that. Range is 0 to 1. In between values, we will take. It will be easy to calculate. Yeah, simple index methods also is there. Even one dimensional index is also there. Some will use that, but composite index is more valuable. For giving overall picture, composite index is and multi-dimensional. Sometimes indicators may be variable. Sometimes, if it is directly measuring, if there is no subdivisions in the indicators, some have used indicators replaced by variables. Sometimes there is no subdimensions, sub indicators also, variables they will sometimes call as some sub indicators also. Yeah. Here variable is a broad term actually. Based on the variation in the data, we will call it as variable. And dependent variable, index is composite one, but overall picture, overall research we will see two to three dependent variables are there. Based on the index score, we will measure that dependent variable here. This structure is different. This composite structure is different. What issues? Yeah, in demerits we have discussed that issues like the underlying sub cause of the major cause of the we won't get. Actually, it is only purpose of overview of the situation, and also that selection criteria during the variable selection, it's very important, or else we will come with spurious results and leads to very abrupt policy.
Weighting is most suitable.
Min-max method is very much used, but if you go with PCI, it's very good. Also, Iyengar method is very. PCI is most valid actually. If you want to write international papers, and PC application of PCI will give you more valid result.
You mentioned that the outliers should not be there in
Yeah.
exactly outliers, and is there any different types of outliers?
Outliers are actually there are extreme values. The index we measure aggregation in this process. The outlier disturbs the aggregation process. Outliers will be so far from the normal values, and this will disturb the. In this, we will follow different outlier techniques. Even statistics tools, SPSS, and others will do this outlier disruption. It will normalize the outliers.
And about aggregation methods, in that there are three types. Like one is geometrical linear aggregation, not compensate. So we need to use all these. Can you please explain with any examples?
Once more.
Like about in aggregation methods, there are three types.
Yeah.
Like linear aggregation, geometrical, and not compensate.
Yeah.
Okay, in that, in condition, we are going to use the example.
Linear aggregation methods is based on the data we used to do. Additive aggregation is our linear aggregation, which is mostly used in our research in our process. But geometrical process is very complex, because we are taking raw data for aggregating the indicators. For aggregating dimension, we are taking normalized data. Here the complexity involves in aggregation process geometric, but geometric aggregation removes the compensability.
If you go through multi-criteria, then it will be.
Ah,
You can go.
yeah, multi-criteria we can go by taking many sample, by correlating them.
Now it's open for the teach. Differentiate, index.
Conceptual experience is very much matters there, son. Based on which, whether variables are giving the concept, or concept is giving the variable. That the conceptual understanding is very much needed to differentiate with both the things, sir. Whether which is influencing what, that understanding should be there. Scale is composite index helps to get overall data, like statewise district level, as handbooks are did. Their indicator is more appropriate. Scale, grassroots level, problems we can come for scales will be more relevant there. Based on the conceptual understanding. So scale is most more number of scales. Scales. Index process is complicated, sir. Availability of data is a major problem, sir. Around 300 to 400 sample gives very good result if you apply some statistical techniques in this process. But scale we can do with comparatively less number of sample size.
And that the index for the pharmaceutical.
Composite index, it won't give actual data, sir. If we go for very small, sir.
This is our suggestion because in our different recent we also looked at and sample size was less only. What is your opinion on that?
So if it is multi-dimensional concept, index is more relevant, sir. Multi-dimensional, it will give more relevancy in the. If it is unidimensional, scale is better, sir. In my opinion.
What sort of benefits for the interpretation point of view? Why don't we go for simple statistics rather than this? What way it is benefiting the researcher or the end users?
Manual integration problems will be there, sir. Based on our interest, we will do. When we go for this advanced statistical techniques, it will statistically measure that correlation between the indicators is really existing or not. It will statistically measure. There, one more problem there comes here, sir. It won't think by logic whether which indicator is giving will go to which dimension. That we have to take care while going through this analysis.
Queries for the teachers? No queries. Thank you, Gopichand. I will move on to the next seminar. Have the screen with you.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to present my first seminar on
Screen it's okay. Nice.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to present my first seminar on prospects and problems and prospects of horticultural development programs and overview. Vegetables are food of the earth and fruits takes to the heavens. You eat fruits and live a fruitful life. And coming, it's not changed. Coming to the horticulture scenario in India, in recent past years, horticulture has made a remarkable progress in terms of area expansion, productivity, technical interventions, crop diversification, and post-harvest management, and also forward and backward linkages in value addition and also in the marketing field. And it has been a driving sector for overall agricultural development in the country over past decade. And it also has emerged as a promising sector for increasing the employment opportunities in agriculture and poverty elevation and export promotion. And according to the statistics, Investor.com of statistics of 2019 data, the area under horticulture is about 25.87 million hectare, and the production is about 314 million metric tons. And we stand seconds in the area and production of the fruits and vegetables over the world. And horticulture sector and Karnataka is also stands second place in the area and stands 15th position in the production, contributing to 180 lakh metric tons to total contribution of the horticultural production in the country. And horticulture during 2017 and 18, 14.6% of the shade crop area has been contributed from the horticulture, and 1% increase in the per capita expenditure. It has been contributed from horticulture, and 1% shift in the agriculture and non-horticulture crops to the horticulture crops have been observed in 2017 and 18. And 33% share of output will be in horticulture, and it contributed to the horticulture contributed 30.4% to the agricultural GDP, and 1.9% increase in the demand for the fruits, and 1.02% increase in the demand for the vegetables. And it also added 0.319% agricultural GDP growth, and it has the potential to increase rupees 1.02 lakh grass returns per annum. Coming to the major fruit producing states, major contribution of fruits and vegetables. A total production of vegetables was estimated to be 188.09 million hectares, and it was the estimate of 2019 and 2020 estimate, but the actual production was 187 million metric tons, and total production of the fruits was estimated to be 95.74, but the actual production was 95.6 million metric tons. And these are all the fruits which are growing in India. And major fruits producing states are Andhra Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. And major vegetable producing states are West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Karnataka. Even though we stand second in the production of fruits and vegetables in the country, still there exists a post-harvest losses up to 5 to 16%. The major losses will be seen during the harvesting season, that's 1.6 to 5.33%. and also during grading, like 1.646% to 5.34%, and also while storage channels, while marketing the fruits and vegetables during wholesale and retail marketing, the maximum loss of the fruits and vegetables is high. And even though more losses are occurred, the growing population in the country has been evolved to raise the horticultural crops, and government has recognized the need for the horticultural development programs, and have initiated the horticulture development programs and created the awareness regarding plans, policies, programs which will be helpful in development of horticulture in the country. With this background, I have developed the objectives to know about the major horticultural schemes in India, to know about the prospects and problems in horticulture development, to review the relevant research studies. And I am concentrating majorly on major horticulture programs, that is Mission on Integrated Development of Horticulture. In that, I am concentrating on National Horticulture Mission, Scheme on Micro Irrigation, National Mission on Oilseeds and Oil Palms, and Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. Mission of Integrated Development of Horticulture. This program is basically called as game changer of horticulture economy, because all the 5 programs has been submerged and integrated into a single program, and it has been started in the year 1st April 2014. Coconut Development Board, it was established in the year 1981 with the objective of integrating the coconut productivity and increasing the product infrastructure and industrial aspects of coconut, and to provide the financial supports to the coconut industry and to increase the area. It has been started in the year 1981. And National Horticulture Board, it was started in the year 1984 to promote the commercial horticulture and to increase the commercial horticulture by increasing the area, production and productivity of the horticultural crops. And Horticultural Mission on Northeastern State, it was started in the year 2001 and 2 as a technical mission on northeastern states for horticulture in northeastern India, to increase the livelihood security of the northeastern state, including Sikkim. And it was not covered Himalayan states, but after seeing the progress of the program in 2003 and 4, it will be added to Himalayan states also. And National Horticulture Mission, this is a flagship program. It was initiated in the year 2005 and 6. Its mission is to develop the overall development of agriculture, and CIH, it's a Central Institute of Horticulture. It was started in the year 2006 and 7 for horticulture development Means that institute was not providing any schemes, not providing any subsidy, but are providing human resource development, skill development training programs, and also giving information to the farmers by conducting demonstrations. And all these schemes merged and developed a Mission on Integrated Development. That scheme was started in the year 1st April 2014. This is the overview and mission structure. There will be a general council that Honorable Prime Minister will be a chairman, and executive committee, the secretary of the general council will be the chairman, and empowered monitoring committee, that is assistant secretary, and mission director, joint secretary, and state level executive committee is headed by Agriculture Production Commissioner, and that is followed by state mission director. It's implemented both in the state and the central level. Mission objectives: holistic growth of horticulture sector through area-based regionally differentiated strategies, and improving the productivity by way of quality germplasm, planting material, and water use efficiency through micro irrigations program, and enhancing the horticultural production and augment the farmers' income, and strengthening the nutritional security. Aggregation of farm groups like farmer interest groups and farmer producer organization, and also skill development and creation of employment opportunities. This is the framework for implementation. Department of Agricultural Cooperation and Farmers Welfare. They are providing 90% subsidy for the horticulture mission on northeastern state, and rest to 10% will be sponsorship will be by state government. And for NHM, they are giving 60%, and for Central Institute and National Horticulture Board, National Coconut Development Board, and national level, all other national level agencies, they are providing 100% sponsorship. The major components included under National Horticulture Mission were nursery and quality planting material, area expansion, protected cultivation, including polyhouse, greenhouse, shade nets, growing of the season, high level crops, water harvesting structure, horticulture mechanization, and post-harvest structures like cleaning, sorting, grading, cold chain, primary processing, capacity building program, beekeeping, and center of excellence. The budget allocation for initiating this horticulture program was initially during 2014 and 15 was 1,999 crores, but now it has been increased to 2,546 crores. And majorly the allocation is for National Horticulture Mission only. National Horticulture Mission, this is called as a flagship program. It was initially started in the year 2005 and 6. It was being implemented in the 18 states and 3 union territories. In the same pattern only, National Horticulture Mission for northeastern states were implemented. Except 18 states, National Horticulture Mission on northeastern states were implemented in those states. And initially, they were giving 85:15 ratio sponsorship, that is 85% from the central and 15% from the state. After merging into MIDH, they are giving only 60% sponsorship, and 13 national level agency partners are involved in implementing this scheme. This will provide end-to-end holistic approach, production, post-harvest management, primary processing, and marketing. It will include all the activities from nursery to the marketing level. And the major components are covered and are providing subsidy under all the schemes. Major components covered were producing of the planting material for production of model nursery, small nursery, rehabilitation of existing tissue culture units, settlement of new tissue culture units, seed production and distribution. The maximum area for a beneficiary is 4 hectares per unit, and they are giving 25 lakh per hectare, and they are giving only 40% of the cost to the farmers. Rest is paid by the farmers itself. And initially, they were not giving subsidy for rehabilitation of existing tissue culture units, but now after merging into MIDS, they are providing subsidy under the schemes also. And area expansion scheme, this is the major objective. Even it was included in doubling farmers' income, and for establishing the garden of fruit crops, perennial fruits, non-perennial fruits, banana, and also in high density planting, and fruit crops other than those crops which are not included. In the area is also 4 hectares per beneficiary, and they are providing subsidy at the rate of 40% of the total cost, and the maximum allocation is about 4 lakh rupees. And flowers, for cut flowers, bulbous flowers, and loose flowers, they are providing subsidy under NHM scheme. For loose flowers, they are giving 40,000 rupees per hectare. For cut flowers and bulbous flower, they are giving 1 lakh per hectare. Maximum area is 2 hectares per beneficiary, and it includes 40% of the total cost. And spices, seed spices, perennial spices, and also for the aromatic plants and non-plantation crops, they are providing subsidy. That is 4 hectare maximum land for a beneficiary. They are giving 50,000 for seed and perennial crops, and they are giving subsidy at the rate of 40% of the total cost. And creation of water resources, community tanks, they are giving 20 lakhs in the plain areas and 25 lakhs in the hilly areas. And it includes total 100% of the cost of the cost to irrigate the 10 hectare of command area, and 50% of the cost to construction of water harvesting structure, and it includes 1.250 lakh to 1.50 lakh. And greenhouse structure, they are giving subsidy for constructing fan system, naturally ventilated system, plastic mulch, net, shade net, airbuds nets, etc. Under this scheme, they are giving rupees 1650 per square meter, and the maximum structure will be 4,000 square meter per beneficiary, and they are giving 50% of the total cost. And promotion of integrated nutrient management. If a farmer is individually practicing integrated nutrient management, then they are giving 3,000 rupees subsidy. But if any private or public sector establishing sanitary and phytosanitary infrastructure, biocontrol clinic, plant health clinic, leaf tissue analysis lab, and if it is from the public sector, then the government is sponsoring 100% subsidy, and if it is private sector, then it is 50%. And for also organic farming, for adoption of the organic farming, organic certification, and for production of the worm, they are giving 20,000 per hectare at the rate of 50% of the cost. Maximum area will be 4 hectare per beneficiary. And they are also providing pollination support to beekeeping, that is production of bee colonies, hives, equipments at the rate of 20 lakh in public sector at the rate of 40% of the cost. And also for the mechanization, for the purchase of a tractor for individual farmer, more than 4 hectare, they are giving 30,000. And for power operated machines, power machine rotavator, import of the new machines for demonstration purpose in the public sector, they are providing 35,000 per hectare. And if it is, and for public and private sector, they are providing 100%, and maximum is rupees 1.50 lakh per hectare. And for technology dissemination also, they are providing, means for state institutes, ICR institutes, if they are under public sector, they are providing 100% subsidy. But if they are conducted by NGO or any private sector, they are providing 50% subsidy. And for human resource development also, and they are conducting many exposure visits to the farmers, for that also they are providing subsidy. And for establishing market infrastructure for horticultural produce. And for integrated post-harvest management, on-farm collection and storage unit, pre-cooling, mobile pre-cooling unit, cold storage units, reefer vans and containers, they are providing subsidy. For all the above, they are providing subsidy at 35% of the cost, 55% of the cost in the hilly areas, and the maximum area will be maximum 8,000. Maximum amount will be 8,000 per metric ton storage capacity. But for reefer vans and containers, they are providing 25 lakh under public sector. And these are all the changes occurred after the implementation of the NHM. That's area and production of the horticultural crops after NHM. It has been increased. That changes can be observed in the change in the productivity area and production in India and Karnataka. That is 26.91% area has been changed, and 40.50 production has been changed, and 31.8 productivity has been increased. And the area and production of the fruit crops after the NHM, 21% change in the area of fruit crops, 70.3% change in the area of change in production, and 40.77% change in the productivity. And area and production of vegetable crops after NHM, 42.09% change in the area, 68% change in the production, and 18.43% change in the productivity. And the area and production of flower crops, that is 122.73% change in the area, and 224.86% change in the production, and 46.2% change in the productivity of the flower crops. And plantation crops also 13.9% change in the area, 18.4% change in the production, and 4.6% change in the productivity. And after in spice crops also in India, there has been 31.8% change in the area, and 29.6% change in the production, and 84.1% change in the productivity. And gross value of horticulture production has been increased. In Karnataka, it has been changed to over 60.33%, and in India, it has been changed to over 70.02%. Major component-wise physical and financial achievements under NHM. Major areas, the expenditure incurred on area expansion and protected cultivation. Cold storage facilities created under NHM in India. Total project sanction for construction of pack house is 20,710, for pre-cooling unit 101, and for reefer vehicle 411, and for cold storage 4,421, and for ripening chamber 443 projects, and for primary processing units 4,257 projects, and low cost onion storage 12,568. Other impacts of NHM, additional area of 78,123 lakh hectare brought under horticulture after the inception of NHM. Karnataka, Kerala, and UP lead in increasing area under organic farming. That's 4,450 hectares has been changed to organic farming, and vermi composting has gained popularity in Karnataka. IPM practices were recognized on 24,862 lakhs will given assistance with NHM. And for giving irrigation assistance, to 20,871 community tanks were recognized, and 1376 packhouse ripening chambers, 70 cold storage, 130 processing units has been established, and there are around 7 wholesale and 7 retail markets were set, and 9.41 lakh farmers, gardeners, entrepreneurs were given training under this scheme. And the frontline demonstration also introduced under this scheme, and they were giving subsidy. And Karnataka is conducting frontline demonstration. And rupees 5243 crores were utilized under National Horticulture Mission towards holistic development. And incentives are provided to increase the beehives, and protected cultivation has played a major role. And the next scheme is the scheme on micro irrigation. The scheme on by considering the economic use of the water and water use efficiency, the scheme on micro irrigation was established in the year 2006 with the objective to enhance the water use efficiency in all the agricultural and horticultural crops, and technological interventions for drip and sprinkler irrigation. And then the program was changed into National Mission on Micro Irrigation in the year 2010. And then in 2014, the National Mission on Micro Irrigation was subsumed into the National Mission on Sustainable Agriculture. Then during July 2015, it has been merged under Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchay Yojana. The major objective was to increase the area under micro and drip micro irrigation to enhance the water use efficiency, increase the productivity of and income of the farmers through precision farming or water management techniques, and make potential use of micro irrigation system, and promote and develop disseminate micro irrigation technology. And major components were accelerated irrigation benefit program and PKMY watershed, per drop more crop, and Har Khet Ko Pani. Under accelerate irrigated benefit program, the government is focusing on completing the major and minor water irrigation projects those programs operating in India. Under watershed program, they are majorly focusing on construction of water storage structures, silver lining structures, and farm ponds. And in per drop more crop, they are focusing on getting the more crop yield from recharging the groundwater by extracting the water from the ground. They are getting more crop, investing a small quantity of water to get a more crop, and they are also installing drip and sprinkler irrigation. This is the major impact of micro irrigation scheme in Karnataka. Sir, some problem. Sir, change ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
Business in case the deposit wish to make combination. ಇವತ್ತೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸಿದೆ ಮನೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡೋದು ಅವ್ರು ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ವಿ 2015 ಉಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ
The major impact of micro irrigation, this study was conducted by Government of Karnataka in the year 2014. The irrigation cost was reduced by 20 to 50% with a coverage area of 32.3%, and electricity consumption was reduced by 31%, and average productivity of the fruits and vegetables have been increased from 42.3% to 52.8%, and overall income enhancement was of farmers in the range of 20% to 68% with an average of 48.5%. And the positive outcome of micro irrigation have made the food security effective due to increase in the production and productivity of different crops, and increase the area under irrigation from the same source of water, resulting in enhancing the nutritional security for the country. And this is the micro irrigation area coverage under 2019 and 20. It almost covered during March. It almost covered up to 257.95 hectares, and total area covered during 2019 and 20 was 1.04 lakh hectares for under sprinkler irrigation, 1.16 lakh hectares, and totally 2.20 lakh hectares have been covered during 2020. And the next scheme is on Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. This scheme was established during 29th May 2017 to not only in the horticulture sector but in overall development of the country. This program has been implemented, and this program has been implemented on the recommendation of National Development Council, and they have submitted the report regarding the agricultural activities and strengthening of this to strengthen the agriculture and horticulture development in India. And this program is also called as National Agricultural Development Program. And it has been replaced in 2017 as remunerative approaches for the agricultural and allied sector rejuvenation as RKVY Raftar. The main objectives of the program was to incentivize the states to increase their investment in agriculture and allied sector, to provide flexibility and autonomy to the states in planning and executing of the programs, and to ensure preparation of agricultural plans for the district and also to the states. And other objectives include to achieve the goal of reducing the yield gaps in the important agricultural crops, including cereals, pulses, and also the horticultural crops, to maximize the returns to the farmers, and to address the agriculture and allied sector in an integrated manner. After introducing the Raftar, they were focused on warehouses, agriculture input, ICTs, animal husbandry, nutritional sector, and farm services, farm mechanization, dairy, supply chain management, etc. And this is basically a state plan scheme, but the sponsorship but centrally sponsored. The eligibility of a state for the RKVY is contingent upon the state monitoring or increase the state plan expenditure. Means we have to increase the state plan expenditure for agriculture and allied activities to get funds from the RKVY project. And baseline expenditure is determined by the average expenditure incurred by the state government during prior to last 3 years. And the preparation of the district and state agriculture plan is mandatory. Obtain the funds from the RKVY project. And the scheme encourages convergences with the program and such other programs like MG Narega. And the pattern of funding is 100% centrally. And if the state lowers its investment in the subsequent years, then it goes to the RKVY basket. Means if we not utilize the funds, then it will back to the RKVY funds. And it is and allocation is not automatic. We have to submit the project proposal, and we will obtain the funds. And it will integrate almost all the development activities, including agriculture and allied sector. And it will give a flexibility to the states to develop a program plan, and it will redefine the time limit to encourage the programs in state. In Karnataka, under RKVY project, they are giving major incentives for mechanization in horticulture and precision farming in banana and rejuvenation of beetle vine. In almost all the districts, they are giving incentives for these 3 programs. In mechanization in horticulture, they are providing 40% subsidy to the farmers. And precision farming banana only for the SC/ST farmers, they are giving subsidy. And rejuvenation of the beetle vine, to remove the old beetle vine, they are providing subsidy for all the farmers. and I didn't get any data regarding impact of RKVY project and changes occurred. So I didn't. And National Mission on Oilseeds and Oil Palm. This program was initiated in the year 12 5-year plan to increase the area and productivity under oil palm. It was initially implemented in the 12 states, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Gujarat, Karnataka, Odisha, Mizoram, Nagaland, Assam, and Arunachal Pradesh. The share will be 90:10 for northeastern states, and for all other states, it will be in the ratio of 60:4. And 100% support is provided from the Indian Institute of Oil Palm Research. And in India, major oil palm producing state is Andhra Pradesh. And strategies of oil palm, special focus is given on promotion of oil palm in northeastern states, and also meeting the planting materials requirement from indigenous and imported sources. They are providing support to the farmers through planting material, intercropping in the coconut gardens, and also in the oil farms, and maintenance of gestation period for 4 years, and for borewell, drip irrigation, and harvesting tools, capacity building of the farmers, and also the extension services, extension officials, and assured procurement of fresh fruit bunches through processors, and supporting oil palm growers through market interventions. The next one is IT-based initiatives. There are majorly 3 IT-based initiatives in horticulture. First one is CHAMAN, that means Coordinated Horticultural Assessment using management, using geoinformatics. And another one is HEPIS, Horticulture Area Production Information System. And another one is ASIRU. This is a Karnataka state implemented scheme. It's horticulture application for scheme implementation and regulating utilizing funds. Saman, this is a coordinated horticulture assessment using geoinformatics. It was initiated in the year 2014 September. The objective was area assessment and production forecasting of the 7 major crops, that is mango, banana, citrus, and chili, onion, potato. And detailed scientific field level studies were conducted under the scheme. And Indian Agricultural Statistical Research Institute is conducting survey under this program, and also this national corporation and Indian Meteorological Department (ICR) are also involving in forecasting of the data. Geospatial applications were involved for post-harvest infrastructure, agri-aquaculture, orchard rejuvenation, crop incentivization, GIS database creation, and site suitability. This was the glimpse of Chaman Phase 1 that are covered under this program. And major achievements, they have estimated all the 7 major crops in almost 12 states of Karnataka, and horticulture expansion in 1 district from northeastern states. And also they have established hypersectoral digital and precision farming, and they have collaborated with other departments also, and they are conducting capacity building for conducting this program. And in Phase 2, by seeing achievements of the Chaman phase, it was established in Phase 2, and it was extended to the other crops like spices, aromatic crops, fruits, and plantation crops. And the states covered under this was 15 states. And HEPIS, it is a horticulture area production information system. It was started in the year 2017 and 18. There, they will provide the opportunity for block level officers, district level officers, and central level, state level officers to do data entry of the region in the website. And it is also information retrieval based on the Newly area under weekly regarding area production and yield information. This will be sent to it will be monitored by the central government. Data will be sent to the Directorate of Economics and Statistics. The data entered by the block level is being coordinated with the district level. They will monitor the data. Then it will be monitored by the central state level. Then the data will be under the control of central level. They will monitor all the data. In block level, the officers will get email alert or SMS alert if they are not updating their data. And data entry is done by the local block level officers. Then it will be validated. Then it will be updated to the district. Then it will be updated to the state. And they have provided the facility to compare the data considering last year data. And they also provided the provision for query report and for weekly data interference also. And Asiru, this is a program implemented in Karnataka during 2018 and 19. Horticulture application for scheme implementation and regulating utilization of the funds. They have developed a software links like farmer registration and unified beneficiary information system. Through that, it will help the department to maintain the beneficiaries, and also after implementing this, they try to transfer the subsidy and the funds through electronic transfer. So the government will get complete data regarding beneficiaries and also the subsidy amount transferred to the beneficiary. And overall growth in the horticulture sector, India has been developed as the second largest producer of fruits and vegetables globally. The production has been increased from 95.56 million metric tons to 313.35 million metric tons. And fruit production also increased, vegetable production also has been increased. And exports increased more than 3 times in the 10 years. And during 2019-20, India exported fruits and vegetables worth of approximately 9 crores, and fruit worth of 4 crores. And per capita availability of the fruits and vegetables has been increased from 397 gram per day to 590 gram per day in 2017 and 18. And Nasik has emerged as a center of grapes production and exports. And Sayadri company is exporting major portion of the grapes from India. That's from Nasik. And Bengaluru and Pune cluster developed as a floriculture hub, and tissue culture and precision farming led to quantum jump in banana production. And area expansion of 36.42 lakh hectare, and micro irrigation and fertigation technology will adapted as a standard practices for protected cultivation technology. And income enhancement to apple farmers on account of strengthening of cold chain. And training was given to 22.29 lakh farmers, and 96,101 farm funds were constructed. And the major problems and prospects, even though we have higher returns from the agriculture, still we are backed by the favorable demand and supply, means and the changes, taste and the preference of the people are changing. And also the increasing income, we are spending much on other crops than the fruit crops. And even though we are the second largest producer of the fruits and the vegetables in the world, we are still importing 20% of the fruits and vegetables from the other country. And the area under horticulture in country needs to be improved. So many initiatives are taken by the government. Still, for future growth, still area under horticulture has to be increased, and system of marketing needs to be expanded, means in providing cold storage and facilities, and inadequate processing facilities. Even though so many subsidies are given by the government, there still existing inadequate processing facilities. And price spread, farmer is selling their produce at marginal rate, but the exporter is selling their product at more prices than compared to farmers what they are getting. And value addition and processing is a major problem. And other problems encountered, means cost norms. Some of the farmers have opinion that even the subsidy rate has to be revised based on the investment cost of all the components. And in the horticulture department, there are lack of department staffs and delay in the fund flow, and lack of proper post-harvest management and market infrastructure, lack of quality planting material they are providing, and even though lack of water resources, issue with exports from the state, poor quality produce, lack of certification, and less awareness level regarding the scheme. And other initiatives taken recently, Kerala fixed MSP for vegetables and fruits among 16 crops. If some such initiatives are taken, the farmers will still move further to take production area, and they will take area and production of horticultural crops in a positive way. But it will benefit the farmers with the maximum cultivable area of 15 hectares per season. And during COVID time, in our university also Agrivar unit has been established. Under that, 3 tons of fruits, 116 tons of flowers, and input turnover of about 84.2 2-3 lakhs, and the university has procured fruits and vegetables from the farmers and have sold under this. And Tamil Nadu, they have initiated farm to table initiative during COVID-19. In Odisha, the floating gardens provide hope to the landless, means the flood affected areas were turned into the in flood affected areas, they have cultivated the flood gardens, floating gardens. It is also a give a entrepreneurial activities, means dry flower management, means landscaping. Means it will have the advantage, means we should not depend, it is not dependent on the season or weather. Once the good materials are collected, it lasts almost indefinitely, means without the season also we can conduct the we can do landscaping by using dry flower arrangements. And also the agriculture minister launches All India Agri Transport Call Center during the lockdown period for perishable movements of the commodities. And the call center number is 180018 1804200 and 14488. Horticulture, and also in Karnataka, horticulture department brings farmers consumer under one roof. And during coronavirus pandemic period, the state government has felt that we need to promote the most post harvest and processing facilities through public-private partnership and in also private sector. And also the Bagalkot universities, along with the collaboration with central national level agencies, have developed integrated agricultural development through public-private partnership. Means they are working out, the model is working like about 20 farmers get together to form an interest group, and about 50 such groups join together and they will produce a farmers producer organization under Companies Act. And that FPO is adapted either by the Indian Institute of Horticulture Research or University of Horticultural Sciences Bagalkot. The government is paying for technically qualified chief executives, and the government will also give FPO members subsidy provision in the sector around 90 lakh for infrastructure such as cold storage, and also for FPO they are providing 10 lakhs. And coming to the research studies, the attitude of beneficiaries towards National Horticulture Mission. The study was conducted in selected districts of Anand districts of Gujarat. Distribution of benefits availed by the beneficiaries. Around 91.66% of the beneficiaries allowed benefits under fruit plants only. And for establishment of greenhouse, they are obtained 20.83% of subsidies. And for shade net, they have obtained 11.66% of subsidies. And next study is on socio-economic impact of adoption of micro-irrigation system among small and marginal farmers of Coimbatore district. The study was conducted in Coimbatore district of Tamil Nadu during December 2019 to 20. Around 120 samples who are obtained subsidy under these schemes were selected. And after adapting the MIS system, they have found increase in the area of banana about 29.10. And the cotton also they have increased from 0.80. And also the cotton, they were least, and the area under cotton has been decreased from 2 to 8. And economics of banana cultivation in Coimbatore district. After installation of drip irrigation method, the total cost was, and the benefit cost ratio was found to be significant, that is 1.42, 1:42, and the flood irrigation method is 1.24. And next study is on profile and constraints faced by the National Horticulture beneficiaries in Davanagere district of Karnataka. The study was done in 3 taluks of Davanagere districts, Changiri, Onnali, and Harihara. Distribution of benefits availed by the beneficiaries. 54.16% of the beneficiaries felt that there was a poor follow-up of activities under NHM by the personnel, and still and 52.77% of the farmers have felt that subsidies under NHM are less for different activities, and 38.88% felt that lack of transportation and cold storage facilities. And conclusion, I would like to conclude my topic that even though much attention was captured by the horticulture sector, there still existed challenges and problems regarding post-harvest management technology. India can emerge as a big exporter and big producer and exporter, if they have given sufficient emphasis on resource development, research and development, and infrastructure technological interventions, and also like Kerala, if we have introduced some of the price stabilization scheme or fund scheme, then the growth under area and production can be increased, and it will add to future of horticulture in India. Thank you.
Thank you, Chithrashree. Then with the house for filling your queries. Please you can make your queries now.
Just clarification. So what is the funding pattern for RKV?
RKVY, initially they were funding means central, that is a centrally sponsored scheme. They are giving 100% assistance from the central government only. But for percentage change will be means for all they are funding from central. It's 100% centrally sponsored scheme. Sir, it means state government have made interventions in RKVY project. Under that they are giving, but it is a 100% centrally sponsored scheme.
You just go to the national oils. Here also, you mentioned funding pattern 90:10 and 60:10. Just cross check.
So 90:10 for northeastern Himalayan states. For other states, 60.
And render on Chitra in Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, I mentioned per drop more crop. What is the motto of
So, that is the motto of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana.
what it says?
Means by using little quantity of means drip irrigation, you have to produce enormous quantity of the produce.
Okay, other queries?
Recently in Atmanirbhar Bharat,
They have initiated under National Horticulture Mission. They are providing subsidy. They have included the National Horticulture Mission program in that for construction of post-harvest storage structures. Sir?
they are providing some incentives to produce something like that.
They are providing incentives for producing the fruit crops and flower crops under a greenhouse structure, post-harvest means protected cultivation structures. Subsidy. I didn't get. They are expanding area and the fruit and flower crops under that program.
How much amount they are providing?
Exactly, I don't know the amount.
Actually, we have per day, every person in India requires particular nutrition diet. In the diet, we need to take up the vegetables and fruits, right? Based on all these sessions and whatever have been developments, we are the second largest producer. But how much this has been affecting the nutritional intake of a person in a day? Is there any change?
Per capita availability has been changed, but the consumption pattern has not been changed in India. Minimum requirement is 100 grams of fruits and 300 grams of vegetables is required for human consumption. Even though we are available, per capita availability is more than that, still the consumption pattern is less.
So do you think that any strategies might be adapted to change the?
They have adapted some strategies under National Health Mission. In Anganwadis also. Still, the program is under progress.
In continuation to that question, I like to say about the gaps. What are the gaps with respect to even the demands? What is the projection is about demand for the production? Right now we are in the second place. What will be the projection? Because without projection we will not go for production. What is the projection saying? What is the consumption projection? And also the so all these scopes, what is the possibilities? Yeah.
Sir,
Only we can plan this program, and to achieve that we can set some targets, and ultimately we can try for
yes, yes, sir. We are in export potential also. India has forecasted more than what exported last year. And the consumption per capita availability of fruits and vegetables has been increasing.
These are all the terms, qualitative terms you are telling increasing or exceeded last year. It's not so. You're not telling percentage or in tons, something like that. But there will be some studies.
Yes.
That will be stating that in another 3 years, this much of the scope for export or this much of scope for local. Because the many programs, the consumption and the per capita consumption is also increasing. Those data you can say authentically that according to some studies, this much scope is there. Only based upon the cap projected, we can instigate our farmers to go for more of because the demand may be coming up because of knowledge development or offers. You can't say that everything is increasing because the knowledge transfer will be increasing. Volume is also increasing because of the population and the value of human acquisition. It will happen. It will not go down. But the percentage matters. Because the percentage means it is shifting from some other consumption. Maybe from cereal consumption it will be shifting to vegetable or high quality nutritive crop. Your queries? Give opportunity for others also. Is okay.
National mission also is implemented in place. Why not others? Any reason for it?
Sir, sir, for those states who are means that have the capability to grow the oil palms, and that the states only that program has been implemented.
Queries?
Sir.
How much cash is required for the establish mango or coconut?
Sir, under the flower crops, where the disease and pest incidence is more, they are used. Yes, sir.
They give a anti-biotic next. Example is great. Ripening stage of one statement is they supported the farmers. I have the farmers.
Yes, the government of India initiated national mission on oil skills and farm. Okay. Even more important to expansion of area.
Sir.
Okay. And government of Karnataka is also giving more subsidy to the alcohol. Even though area is not expansion in Karnataka, what is the main reason?
Sir, no, farmers are not ready to cultivate the oil palms. Means climatic conditions.
And government is giving the subsidy at the same
Sir,
time.
to
also.
promote the farmers and to increase the area, they are providing subsidies. Means vegetable oils and oil palm consumption has been increased, but no, the farmers are not coming forward.
Main reason. Sri Lanka, given the more
Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Indonesia, they have given more subsidy compared to India.
you mentioned the mechanization in horticulture.
Sir.
What kind of mechanization is involved in the horticulture? What kind of mechanization is involved in the horticulture?
Sir, there.
Any examples?
Sir, in banana crops, they are importing sprayers and also harvesters. They are fruit plucking machines that are giving under that scheme. For all that, they are giving subsidy.
Any other? One more thing, you are mentioning the all the slide productivity is increased 30 to 40%. While comparing to the price commission of Karnataka, all the horticulture crops cost of production is negative. What is the gap between the price commission what they say and your productivity is also increased?
So this data are collected from area and production horticulture database.
Not the annual data, is a comparison of 10 years gap.
Sir.
So in the 10 years gap,
The overall changes occurred in 10 years gap in 2004-5 to 2014 and 15.
Any period of time, this gap is.
Problem. See, after the harvest of the fruit, earlier in Shivamogga and other areas, they have removed arecanut and they have started arecanut. Because of this problem, now they established processing center. I think in Andhra Pradesh they have established processing center. There is a good network. That's why they started cultivating. Even in Davangere, some of the areas, some farmers now they started cultivating. What is most important is and regarding product the things, the NHM has changed the department. Okay. Only I think only after 2004, farmers they have recognized the department, agriculture department. Also, under NHM, there was an opportunity for the agriculture students. I think many students they got an opportunity. Department they entered the department because of NHM. Even my students study in the 98 college. Now they have become deputy director. They are district level officers. It is only because of NHM. It has provided the opportunity for the students graduate, and also it has changed the outlook of the department and also outlook of the if you go to the statistics, you can see, you can clearly can see the decline area under agriculture. Have you seen? If you go to the India or Karnataka statistics, you can clearly can see the area under agriculture. More area is under more area is under agriculture.
Some of the clarification regarding the minimum support price you were telling. Regarding the Kerala government.
Yes.
So how it is being sourced and how it is being sold.
Sir.
Minimum support price in other crop field crops or the grains and all, they procurement shops they set up during the harvest season and they put into the supply system. The supply system is existing.
Yes, they have established storage facilities for providing
My
this.
question is how they are managing that minimum support price they have announced. How it is being managed, how it is being procured and how it is being sold. In what mechanism they have established.
Them,
Because this is a perishable crop.
yes, sir.
We can't store. Even golden facilities are there, or cold storage facilities are there. Even how that risk is being handled by the government or whether how the system works. They are announcing some minimum support price. How it is being procured and sold.
Exactly, I don't. Okay.
Another thing we were telling about some call centers. So what is the role of the call center and whether it's operational area in some state or all?
So whole India they have facilitated this moment during perishable during lockdown. If they need horticulture and process products, they have moved the products to other states, from one state to other states during COVID period. Yes. Yes.
Whereas the situation in Karnataka, if you go to Kolar, they will go for 1 acre, 2 acres tomato or tarapura.
Is also a big one. My point is how it is being sourced, even if it is a small quantity, how it is being sourced and sold.
There must be some centers.
Mainly we need some
Cold storage centers have been established.
Selling outlets, whether like ration shops they are setting up, or again it is being supplied to the network. How it is being channelized, and how the plan is being executed, so that whether that plan can be thought of for other areas. Because here as Professor told, Karnataka is the pioneer in horticulture crops, and we have to tell about whether that plan or the another plan. Also, we have to give a glimpse of Karnataka status also. Where we are standing right now, and what is the prospects. There are no queries. Thank you, Chithrashree.
Thank you, sir.
We'll meet again on Friday. I request the presenters of the next week to give the synopsis of the areas. Reduce yourself, whether you are presenting to your laptop or our laptop. If you are using our laptop, just don't give the updates. If you give updates like that, suddenly if you change your laptop, it should be ready. For example, the output is VGA code, there it is a HTML code. We are switching over from the code. So right now we are not getting the voice from the audio. Nice. So, the teachers of the today. We are not